Yay, we are live, guys.
We are live. Hey,
we made it, guys. This is day 8 of the Land Profit Masterclass. Doesn't it feel like a Land Profit Palooza for sure?
Land Profit
Marathon, absolutely. So, guys, we are in the last stretch. We're in the last 48 hours of the Land Profit Masterclass. I want to honor you, thank you, show you how grateful we are about you having committed, you sticking with us now for over a week, because we've been here since last Monday. It's Monday again, and you guys have been all in. Thank you so much gratitude for you guys showing an open heart, an open mind. For some of you, you've never been in real estate before. This is the very first kind of like opening of the door into possibilities of what could be possible, for you as an investor, as an entrepreneur, as a person that is looking to really grow in not just their finances, but also in their leadership, in their ability to become a self-actualized person. We actually want to talk to you guys today. Today's session is going to be about how to add zeros, to your deals, and how to create a repeatable system. But that repeatable system, how can it be a foundation for you to continue to evolving, not just in your finances, but as a person? Because usually our finances cannot evolve and cannot continue going up. That legacy or that wealth building, has to translate to some development of yourself as well, as you as a person.
So literally the world that you materialize around you is a reflection of your inner state of mind and of your inner growth.
Yeah.
So you want to create a 7-figure business, you got to over time become the person that can carry and build and lead a 7-figure business.
Absolutely.
So as a result, the person that joins our coaching program is actually not going to be the same person that comes out of our coaching program, because a part of learning how to do deals, you're actually going to grow into a 7-figure entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You're going to grow into a leadership personality.
Yeah.
You're going to grow into the leader of your family, the leader of your team, the leader of your business. Now, who is excited about that? That's just a side benefit that is actually just as important as everything else.
So you have still right now until today still an opportunity to join our Land Profit coaching program. Our next 48 hours are really the end of open enrollment right now. And like I think we have mentioned already in the past, our open enrollment will not be until late fall again. So right now, if you join us right now, we're already halfway through the year 2021. And if you have nothing to show for, if you join us right now, possibly by the end of the summer, the beginning of fall, you can already be seeing, paydays that actually match your time, your effort, and your energy in your bank account.
Yeah,
so
by the summer already, within we see it quite often actually, that students already within, if they take the 6 week, they're going to coaching, they're 10 to 6 week quick start intensive. By the time week 6 comes around, they got deals under contract. They're already listing deals, and depending on where the properties are, in some cases, and what you price them at, and so on, and how you follow our advice, like you can have within 8 weeks, you can have your first deal done. You can potentially, depending on the size of the deal, have 100% return on your investment already. Right?
Yeah. And
so yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I also wanted to say, the moment that we close the doors tomorrow at midnight, pretty much our team goes all animal on onboarding, on basically really linking arms with each and every one of you that joins us in the Land Profit coaching program. And that's where all our focus is going, And so it's time to forge a new path for you and your family. We are so excited to partner and welcome all the ones that are already inside and are moving forward with us. We couldn't be more excited. And then I also wanted to mention that we have, if you're still considering, we still have a few spots left, and we're having a closed door Zoom session today. Closed doors. It's not going to be broadcasted here into the Facebook group. It's just closed door, where you can ask any remaining questions that you might have regarding what we've covered during the masterclass, but more importantly about any lingering questions that you might have that would help you, make the next step into joining us and welcoming us into your life and helping us basically build a new trajectory for you and your family.
And at this point, I also want to congratulate Gary Miller, Michael Haynes, who else have? Margaret Turner.
Congrats.
Rodney Harris. Welcome to our coaching program, guys. What that means is that, I said yesterday's session, I think we had, nine spots available. That means that right now we're down to 5 spots.
Yeah.
5 spots, that's it. After that, we are completely sold out. And as Michelle said, open enrollment won't be again until a long time after that. So make sure you guys jump in right now, book yourself a call at landcoaching.com.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Zoom call tonight, closed door Zoom call, 4 p.m. Pacific, which means 7 Eastern. Yeah. So if you want to join us there, contact your concierge, reach out to them, get a link, because that's going to be a private by invitation only, since it's a closed door Zoom. So now we are going to get into the meat of the content for today. And we have the whiteboard. And so for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and step out of the way so that you guys get the opportunity to see what we have prepared and what we have in store for you. So thank you guys. See you in a bit.
All right. Thank you very much, Michelle. So I'm going to take over right now, and I'm going to talk to you guys about how to add zeros to your deals, how to add zeros to your business. Now, what it means is that if you want to create a business that makes $100,000 a year, so you can quit your job and do your things like that. Michelle is sneaking in to grab her coffee. So if you want to create a business that, let's say, makes $100,000, $100,000 is always a nice even number. Most people earn less than $100,000 in their job, or if you earn more than $100,000, if you want to generate, let's say, $200,000 or $300,000 in your life, in your business, well, then I'm going to show you how to do that, and then also how to progress from there to literally add zeros to your business so that you can go into the 7 figures. Now, let me see you. Who wants to get ultimately to the 7 figures of business income in this method, right? Give me a heck yes here in the limit land flipping. Give me a heck yes here. Raise your hand. Let me know if you want to get into the 7 figures. Well, the way to go into the 7 figures, we actually laid out kind of this pyramid here, which I'm going to show, and I'm going to adjust my thing here just a little bit so you can see that. So the pyramid starts with the following thing here. So the bottom is your anything. If you want to build, let me actually to put it away again so you can pay attention instead of trying to figure out what it says here. The everything anything you want, if you want to create a financial legacy in your life, right? If you want to create a huge business, then what you need is a funding source for your wealth creation. It's you don't need money to make money initially, but ultimately, in order to generate wealth, you can accelerate your wealth creation if you learn more, if you study more, if you get immersed more into more creative and more advanced techniques. But also, in order to quit your job, you do need income. You do need income. So therefore, what we always say, the very first and most important thing you need to focus on is on generating your cash machine. Now, what is the cash machine? Obviously, you guys, we're in day 8 of this marathon here, this 8 of this masterclass. The cash machine is land flipping. Land flipping for cash and for seller financing, meaning cash flow. So when you flip these properties for $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 profits, right? I don't know if you've seen yesterday, I posted right here in the group another deal that we're closing on today, right? I actually sent all the closing docs already. It's being recorded today, and then the funds are being transferred either this afternoon or tomorrow. We're making another $30,000 on a land deal that Michelle and I are doing right now, right? So there's 30 right there. There's $99,000 we made last week. So that's $130,000 in the month of May alone, right? That's the definition of a cash machine. And here's the thing. So if we look at this, right, the definition of the cash machine is your land cash machine. That becomes the driver of all the things that you'll ultimately, if you want to, can do down the road over time and build your massive financial legacy. Like, who wants to retire not just with a few deals, not just with a little bit of money, but retire literally? I want to blow up your minds right now. I want to open up your minds and just dare to dream that this land flipping technique, what we've talked about in this coaching program, not just opens the door to you to get rid of a job, not just opens the door to get rid of perhaps a financial situation that you're in, not just opens the door for you to live the life of your dreams in terms of like working 2-3 hours and making 6 figures, right? And not just 3-4 hours and working multiple 6 figures, like Ali Correa reported yesterday, like many others reported yesterday, right? So, but that it is actually the foundation for generational multi-million-dollar 8-figure wealth, that 8 or potentially even 9-figure wealth creation in your life, that your heirs can potentially, or your children, your grandchildren can potentially down the road, or you have down the road, you can build an empire that is worth high 8s, and even 9 figures, right? We're talking about blowing up the possibilities of your life. Who wants to blow up the possibilities of your life? Like, so it's like, gee, okay, mind-blowing, legacy building and land flipping have everything delegated except accepting the cash. Wonderful, G-Max, wonderful. She is so here's the thing: the land cash machine is your foundation. That's where you generate your foundation. That is repeatable, is predictable. It is a cash machine. It is a cash flow machine. You take a few deals, you do a certain percentage of the deals, cash deals, right? You do a certain percentage seller financing deals. You balance them nicely so that you build an ever increasing cash flow, right? That provides stability in your business for a long term. And then also you provide a cash machine that throws off $10, $20, $50, $100,000 per deal into your bank account. Well, guess what? Once you master that, this is what our coaching program is designed for, right? Once you master that, however, you're not just gaining cash, you're also gaining the capability to actually do more things, because as you remember I talked about the 4 C's yesterday, right? First is committing. First C is commit to yourself and your success. Commit to your path. Commit to yourself that you can do this, that you can step into your power, right? That's what we talked about yesterday. Second thing is then you gotta bring up the courage, right? Because fear will come up, and that is normal. You just got to step through the fear, and that's where we come in. We are here to help you all along this entire process, guide you by the hand, and bring you to capabilities and to confidence, and ultimately, and obviously with that, to cash and cash flow. So this is actually adding 2 C's to that. So courage, commitment, courage, capabilities, confidence, cash, and cash flow. It's really the 6 C's that we've made out of it. Now, once you learn that, however, guess what? Now you have done 10, 20, 30 deals, right? Now you come across another kind of deal, let's say, and you don't automatically have to go flip them anymore. So here's 2 things that will happen as you go through this process and as we guide you through our coaching process. Number 1, you will pay off your debt. Number 2, you will build up cash. Number 3, you will build up cash flow. And once you're in this situation that you now don't have a job anymore, you have a business that perhaps you don't like, you sold that business or closed that business. You are now running land flipping full-time, which really means as many hours as you want. Could be 3-4 hours a day, could be 2 hours a day, could be 10 hours a day. You decide, right? But what happens is after doing that, you now sitting on cash buffers, you're sitting on $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 in cash, whatever it may be, different people, different world, different kind of levels, right? Like Anil and Tara, they're on track to make $1 million this year, right? So they're going to sit on a whole bunch of cash, right? Or coaches doing $100,000 per year, they're sitting on a bunch of cash. So now a deal comes along that potentially is a high value deal. At the very beginning, you needed to flip that thing very quickly, get it on a contract for 30 cents on the dollar, flip it for 50 cents on the dollar, make 20% of market value of the property, but that could have added $50,000. Like that $300,000 could have on the contract for $80,000, flip it for $150, make $70,000, boom, right? However, so now that you're in a different, we want to fast forward, right? So imagine you're going through our coaching program, you have done 10, 15, 20 deals, and now at that point, a deal comes along, like one of her students happened to him, this deal comes along a road, it's like basically this big stretch of land just along a main road, and he's like, well, I can flip this property and make like $30,000, or I can subdivide the lot, the piece of land into 13 lots and make $20,000 a lot or something like that, right? So bottom line is you do that now because what are you? You got your land flipping under control. You know how to flip the land. You know how to wholesale the land. You know how to sell or finance the land. Your debt is paid off. You have cash in the bank. Your life is beautiful. Now you have the knowledge too. You have the knowledge, you have the capability, you have the experience that you can step things up. And you can add zeros to your deals by doing, for example, a subdivision deal. Now, who is excited about that? So you take that deal and you lot and that's what he did. He split those properties. He split those properties into 13 lots, and then literally put them on the market. And in 2 days, he got an almost full price offer on all 13 lots, making 10x more than he would have by just flipping the piece of land. So here's the thing, guys. We here in the Land Profit Generator, we do not just teach you how to get a $5,000 property for $500 and sell it for $4,000 with $500 down and $150 a month. That's what everyone else out there teaches. We teach you mastery, guys. We teach you the pyramid up to ultimate legacy and freedom and generational wealth, where you can be one of the power players of your city, one of the power players of your state, one of the power players of the country. I mean, not kidding. Like, open your mind to the possibility that this is the entry point to absolute generational complete abundance. Thinking about the beach home somewhere, right? Thinking about whatever you really want to do. Is this exciting? Who is this exciting for? Am I like talking against the wall here, or am I going to thinking too big for you guys? I hope not, right? Give me a heck yes if this is exciting stuff for you guys, right? Building, leaving a legacy for your family. Yeah, thank you, Gina. Yes. So basically, this is what you can do as the next step. Now, guess what? Our coaches do this. Our coaches have done this. Our coaches are doing subdividing deals. Or also another thing you can do, you can actually aggregate deals. How about that? Now, here's the thing. We always say, like, in a rural area, remember yesterday we shared like the 3 areas, like I made this kind of weird thing in there. I put them away, but I can, we talked about we're going to be either in the cities or right outside the cities in the path of growth, or in the rural areas. Well, if you're in the rural areas, the larger the lot, the lower the price per acre. However, if you are in the city, the exact opposite is true. That if you have a property that's half an acre, it might be worth $100,000. If you have a property that's an acre, it's not worth $200,000. It might be worth $300,000 because you can do more with it. And if you assemble a few lots together that together are 4 acres, now all of a sudden it becomes interesting, perhaps for a multifamily developer or things like that. And now this property might be worth, instead of being 4 acres, instead of being $400,000, it might be worth $1.5 million. Right? So by aggregating deals in the city, you also can add zeros to your deals. But do you want to do that as your first deal? No, right? I'm giving you a glimpse right now into what our students are doing at the tail end of their coaching. I'm giving you a glimpse that once you have those first bunch of deals under contract, that you can raise your heights even further and add zeros by subdividing, add zeros by aggregating deals, and things like that. And then, or even subdivisions. There's, for example, very simple. Let's talk about subdivisions for just a little bit more. Here's a simple example of how we have done subdivisions too. Let's say this is a road, right? This is a road. And here, so we had a property that was here, corner lot in a road in a rural area. Now, in a rural area, what is true, as I just said, that the larger the lot, the lower the price per acre. Or turning around, the smaller the lot, the higher the price per acre. So in other words, what did we do in this lot? We bought this lot for $3,700, right? That's supposed to be a dollar sign here. For $3,700. We bought it for $3,700. Guess what we then did? We bought it for $3,700, and we could have flipped it. If we would have flipped it, we would have flipped it for probably $20K, right? So making us about a $16,000 profit. So this is what we would have made if we would have just flipped it the traditional way. However, what we instead did is the following. we split it into 5 different lots. In the state where we did that, in the rural areas, you can actually do what's called a paper split. So you don't actually have to even have a surveyor out there. You don't have to have anyone else out there. You can simply just, if you can't figure out what the legal description should be of these properties, you spread up you break it up. You charge about you pay about a $400 filing fee to the county, and for $400 and basically 1 piece of paper, you can subdivide this lot into five pieces. So then what we did, here's what we did. We ended up selling this property for, actually, let's see, I think we would have been probably, let's say we would have probably been selling that for $25,000. So let's change that to 21K here, right? 21K, that's the control. Like, this is what we would have made if we would have just sold this regularly, right? So what we did instead, we sold this one for 20K. So 20 acre, half of the 40 still sold for $20,000, because even though it's only half the size, it's still a whole bunch of land, and people are happy with 20 just like they're happy with 40 acres. So the price of 20 acres is not much less than that of 40 acres, right, in the rural areas. But then what we did is we taken all of each of these here, and sorry, that's my German way of doing a 7, and we sold each of those for around $7,000, but with $1,000 down and $200 a month. So really what we collected on each of them was more like 12K, right? 12K, it's supposed to be okay. So with interest included, down payment, monthly payments, interest, everything like that. So 12 times 4 is 48K, plus 20 is 68K. So we made 68K minus the $3,700 is basically $64,000. So we made $64,000 on this deal instead of making $21,000. You guys see the difference? That's the power of sometimes doing a little bit something extra. That's the power of adding zeros to your deals, right? Who is excited about that? Would you rather make a quick $21,000 or a quick $64,000? Right? That's the power of it. And on top of it, we added $800 in cash flow to our deal, every single cash flow to our life every single month. And no, we didn't appraise it, because it's like people do what you do. They go on Zillow, they find out what the properties are worth, and 20 acres in that area did selling for about $20,000 or perhaps even more. So that was a quick sale. It wasn't even a wholesale kind of deal, because the property, the 40 acre, was more like worth about $40,000. But since it's a wholesale deal, we would have sold it for 25. The 20 acres was worth probably like $30,000, but since it's a wholesale deal, we sold it for 20K, right? So, and that's how the numbers quickly come together. The market value is easy determinable. Everyone can determine the market value just by going on Zillow and seeing what these properties are worth. And therefore, it was clear that this was a bargain at 20K. So the 20K gave us a $17,000 or $16,000 cash profit in our pocket. And then we generated $800 a month for like about 7-8 years. And that added another about $48,000 in profit into our pocket. Right? Does that make sense? So what you do is, by just adding a little bit creativity, right? By subdividing, you're adding zeros to your deal, right? Who's excited about that? By the way, that's what our coaches do. So guys, remember, right? We're going to have another closed door Zoom call Q&A session this afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Reach out to your concierge and ask for the link, right? If you have any guys questions, if you're thinking about enrolling in coaching, if you're thinking about doing this business, if you're kind of like wanting to ask some extra questions, and make sure you join us at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Today, a Monday, and go reach out to your concierge. We got 4 concierges. We got Noah Jenkins, we got Michael Robert, we got Jennifer Clark, we got David Van. Make sure you know by now who your concierge is. If not, put it into the chat box here. I don't know who my concierge is, so we can look it up and we can have that person contact you. And then we're gonna reach out and or reach out directly to them and share with them so that they can give you the Zoom link, because it's a closed door Zoom link. It's not going to be broadcasted into the group. It's just for those who have some last minute end of the masterclass kind of questions. But all right. So again, but also we have only 5 spots left for coaching right now, and it potentially might even be only before. We're closing this all down on tomorrow night. All the videos will go away, all the sessions will go away, and open enrollment is going to be closed at that point of time. And then we are going to basically turn around the entire company, take care of our new customers, take care of our new students, make sure they get onboarded into the next 6-week quick start intensive session, right? Where you learn, on week 1 you already learn how to select your areas. Then once you select your areas, you actually send them back to your coach, and then your accountability partner and your coach are going to look over those areas and make sure that you pick the right areas, so that right from the get-go you go towards the right direction. That we also, then week 2, you're already sending out your first letters, right? In week 3, you already have, you're doing deal analysis, because you're already getting phone calls coming back to you. Like in week 4, you're making offers already, right? In week 4, you're already making offers. And in week 5, you potentially already have your first accepted offer coming in, so that you create your listings, and then you plug in with your master coaches, and then you have them review your listings. And in week 6, you might already have those listings up, and potentially already buyers throwing offers at you. And by week 7 or 8, you might already have your first deal closed, right? And you might already be on your way, or depending on the size of the deal, to 100% return on investment in that time period. That's what we do here. We don't play around. We have our first session starting, our next group of the 6-week quick start intensive starting as soon as next week, right? It takes a little bit to get everything organized. And then you are off to the races, guys. You are off to the races. By the middle of summer, if you do what we ask you to do, quite very likely and possibly, you already have deals in the work. You already have money coming in, right? Like Max and Caitlin Fulmer, right? That have $43,000 in the first 60 or 90 days, right? Like Donna and Richard Philly that have like this similar kind of dollar amounts in the first $19,000 in their first deal, and then literally like a deal a month right now. And within the first 6 months, they're already at over six figures, right? So it goes on and on and on and on. So with that said, again, let me. We also get one-on-one coaching sessions with a whole bunch of one-on-one coaching sessions with your master coach, right? You also get partnered up with an accountability partner who is there to guide you along, who's there to check in with you, who's there to see, are you having any challenges? Are you having any hurdles? And who's helping you facilitate the solving of those hurdles? Who's helping you set up any, going through any hurdles that you have, either by them knowing how to go through it or by them getting the help in order to get that resolved. So we have you surrounded 100% with our team, with help, with accountability, with all those different pieces. Now, who is in for coaching? Let us know you're in, and then actually book a call on landcoaching.com, because I just got a notification that actually that we only have 4 spots available. Somebody else just came on board right now, so that makes 4 spots, and we're closing down tomorrow. And then I'm not kidding, but then it's going to be a long time until open enrollment happens again, because we are a boutique organization. We're a small organization. We have only, our coaches are all full-time land flippers, and they turn around and they coach in their spare time, right? Obviously, we pay them for coaching, but they're still, they're doing this from the love of their heart. They're doing this because they want to change other people's lives, but they don't have 80 coaching students each. They might have 5, 6 or so, or 8 coaching students or something like that. And they can only take a certain amount. So we did a survey of our master coaches, asked them how many coaching students can they take. And that's how we determined the number of spots that we have open. And we're down to 4 open spots, guys. So make sure you book your call right now so you can get in there. But let me continue on this here right now. Okay, so now you again, we've established that your foundation is going to be the land cash machine, right? This is your foundation. This is what generates the repeatable business, the freedom, the thing. Let me bring it closer here. This is what's going to bring the freedom, the freedom in your life. Allows you to quit your jobs, allow you to build up those cash reserves, allows you to build up the cash flow in your life. But then as you have that capability, as you have that experience, let me come down here so you see that, as you have that experience, what will happen is that you will start being able to add zeros to your deal. At the beginning, you don't, because it's just all about flipping that thing, getting that process under your belt, and really making sure you hone in on that. And then after that, you do that. But then guess what happens afterwards? Now you do a deal like that, and instead of making $21,000, you end up making what was it, 60 something thousand dollars. I have it somewhere here, $64,000 in that deal. Guess what? Now, instead of making $20,000 on a deal, you end up making $200,000 on a deal. Guess what happens? Guess what happens next? Right now, you are sitting on cash that you no longer need for anything in your life. Right, you're sitting on potentially, and we see that in our coaches right now. We see that in our students that have graduated through our program. Now they're sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash. And what do you do with that now? Guess what? Now you have a luxury, you have champagne problems, guys. Who would like to have the problem of sitting on too much cash? Right? Who would like to have the problem on sitting on six figures, high six figures in cash, and not knowing what to do with that? Right? Is that a problem? Who wants that problem? Give me a heck yes if you want that problem. Well, that's your future, guys. That is your future. Yes, it's going to be an investment, right? Yes, it's going to be investment into the best of what coaching has to offer. Yes, it's going to be investment into the best teaching available in the world, right? It's going to be an investment in yourself, right? In order to build that up. But what you're building is not just the ability to flip some land. What you're building is the building blocks of your legacy pyramid, because the next thing comes after that is, guess what? You now have sitting on a bunch of money. And what do? You already know real estate. You know the lingo of real estate. You have experience in real estate. You know how to deal with the deals. You have confidence. You have capability, right? You know your way around real estate. Guess what? The next step. Now it's time to potentially invest in houses, in mobile homes, in RV parks, in things like that, so that you can build even more cash flow, because otherwise you're just flipping land and you're having more and more cash sitting dead on the sidelines, which is great, right? Like if you listen to Dave Ramsey, being debt free is great, but you're way beyond debt free at this point. You're beyond debt free. You're in the abundance life, right? You're in the abundance life. You have your house, you have your cars. Like you have your kids go to private school, you're taking the vacations, and you're still having cash sitting on the sidelines. Who is excited about that, right? Who is excited like that? All right. So therefore, somebody says like, I never got my phone call yesterday. So if you could, guys, if you could make sure, we had yesterday in our Zoom sessions, we got a ton of people wanting to talk about, and then it gotten really, really late, so that so potentially the one or two phone calls were unfortunately perhaps missed. So make sure that is because all our team was bombarded with sessions. So make sure you talk to our team, you reach out one more time, or put in your email address or something, or just reach out to your concierge, and we'll make sure that we'll take care of you right now. But this is exactly what happens now. Now you go invest in additional things, either active or passive. Right? This is what our coaches are doing right now. Jansen, right, is doing this right now. Christina is doing this right now. Jeff is doing this right now. Right? They're now developing deals. Right? They're going into land development. Like Nancy's developing an assisted living facility that's going to be a $16 million facility. She used the method to get the land. She used the experience that she's built up to here, right? She subdivided it, actually. She sold off 2 lots, and now she's developing a big piece out of that. It comes out of that same pyramid, right? As you get this under your belt, this becomes second nature. Now you're adding zeros to your deals. Now you're having cash like crazy sitting on the sideline, and now you start investing in these things, right? Investing with other people, with syndicators and things like that, being partners in mobile home parks, in RV parks, or ultimately start buying apartment complexes or things like that, or commercial property or hotels or whatever you want to do. And now we're talking about 7 to 8 figures, to eight figure deals here. We're talking about multi-million-dollar deals that you become a part of, right? That you become a part of, or that you even outright own. And you know what? This is our history. I'm not taking pie in the sky, guys. We started an immigrant from Germany. My dad's a high school teacher. My mom a stay-at-home mom. An immigrant from Honduras. With her Michelle's dad passed away when she was 9 months old. Her mom is an elementary teacher, both retired now, right? We came here with no real estate experience of our own. We came here with broken English. Well, my English was broken. Michelle's was very good, right? We came here with 2 suitcases and a bunch of dreams, right? And we figured out land flipping. And land flipping became our method to go get out of debt. Land flipping became our method to pay off that, to build up cash flow, to build up cash, right? And then after that, we started adding zeros to our deals by assembling deals, by subdividing deals, by making deals that produce doing deals that produce six figures, right? And then all of a sudden we had sitting cash and cash flow. We built the cash flow up to $70,000 a month. Then we built up the cash on the side to significant amounts. And guess what? Now then we started investing in deals. Now then we started investing in syndicating deals. We started buying rental houses. We started buying apartment complexes. But where is it all funding from? It all comes from here. This is the beginning. This is the foundation to it all, right? This is the foundation to it all. This is what you want to. This is what you want to build. This is what you want to create, guys. And then ultimately, what it creates is that legacy, is that freedom. Now think about it. I show you the path right now. I showed you the path right now. Who is going to take that path? Who is going to take whatever it takes to go down that path? Like, give me a heck yes if you're going to do whatever it takes to go down that path. But you have two choices. You can do this the slow way, or you can do this the fast way. If you want to do this the slow way, you're welcome. Go ahead and do this the slow way. The slow way is by figuring this all out yourself. By spending the next 3 years. It took us 3 years to figure this out. 3 years, because we didn't know what letter to send. We didn't know what offers to make. We didn't know how to market the properties. We didn't know how to talk to buyers. We didn't know how to get the deals done. We didn't know how to split these deals. We didn't know how to assemble these deals. We didn't know any of this stuff. And that's why we wasted 3 years to figure this out. Do you want to waste 3 years to figure this out? Or you want to do what Tara and Anila are doing and propelling themselves to a 7-figure business in a matter of about 15 months, right? Or this is faster than we did it. Faster than we did, because we failed for 3 months. Once we figured it out, we were millionaires in 18 months. But here's the thing. Now our students are doing this because they don't have to fail for 3 months. They're doing this in for 3 years. They're doing this in 3 months. They're getting these deals done. Now think about it. What if you don't do this? Here's the clear path, guys. This is the path. This is the path that we show you in coaching. All these things. You come across a deal that you want to subdivide, we're going to put you with a coach that has done this, with a coach that can show you how to do this, that you can do this the same thing too. You want to get into a development deal or something like that? Guess what? We have a coach that does that. You can do a specialty call with you and tell you the ins and outs of developing. You want to learn, you want to, like, literally, this is all laid out there for you. But you have two choices. Again, you do it the slow way, it's going to take you years and years and years and years to get there. You want to do it the fast way, you want to do it with those that have already done it. We're already doing this. We already built a legacy that is for us, for our daughter, for our family, right? We already done this. So like, this is thing. Yes, you're right. It wasn't a waste of time. It was a learning experience, but it was a waste of time because, well, back then there was no other choice. But if you go and waste 3 years, it's going to be a waste of your time because there is the faster way available. If you have two choices and both choices are available, one is fast and one is slow, then the slow one is a waste of time. When we started, Michelle and I, we didn't have Jack and Michelle Bosch available to share with us how this works. We didn't have a masterclass able to share it. We didn't have a coaching program that is able to share that with us. So you need to go and take the decision that you need to make is, are you going to be slow and miss the market of our lifetime? Are you going to where you can make 6-figure deals? Are you going to be slow and dabble around and waste a ton of money? You're going to pay for coaching either way, guys. You're going to pay for coaching either way. You're either going to spend money on, you're either going to lose money on deals that you screw up because you didn't know how to do them. You're going to lose money on deals that you didn't even get, that you could have gotten, so on missed revenue. And you're going to lose money on deals that fall apart that could have easily be rescued. And you're going to lose money on deals that you make way less money than you could have made because you didn't have the proper guidance. Those are things. You're going to lose money. You're going to pay way more money for those things than you're going to pay for coaching. So you're going to pay for coaching either way. John, with coaching though, you make those deals. You make the extra money. You save those deals. You get the deals that you will never get. And on top of it, you accelerate this entire process, collapse time, and get forward. And really ask yourself another question here. What if you don't do this? How will your life look like if you don't do this? What's going to happen in your life if your life stays the way it is, exactly that way it is right now? If your life is like it is right now, what's it going to look like? Ask yourself, if you don't take action, this ends tomorrow, guys. Book yourself a call. If you don't take action right now, what's going to happen in your life? What's going to happen to your family? What is going to happen to your health? You know, money doesn't make you happy, but money can pay you the best medical care in the freaking world. Money can get you to the Mayo Clinic with the best doctors that are on face earth. Money can get you into treatments that the rich can get, treatments that you haven't even heard about, guys. There's treatments for things out there that if you're in an HMO kind of, or Medicare or something like that, you will never even hear about because it's not being offered. Money can buy you the best medical services. Money can buy you extra years of your life, guys. Money can allow you to do good in this world. Money can allow you to help others to get that medical treatment. Money can help you help others get the education in their life. But if you don't do anything, ask yourself, who in your family would perhaps no longer be around if you don't put the pedal to the metal, right? If you don't take the fast route here, right? Who would no longer be around? Who would be suffering? Who would be unhappy, right? Would your marriage suffer because you're constantly fighting over money? Would your marriage suffer because you're constantly working 18 hours a day and you're never at home? Would your relationship with your kids suffer if life continues the way it is? Ask yourself those freaking questions. They're painful, uncomfortable questions, but you gotta ask them. Because what I just showed you here is the path, not just to being debt-free, not just to being freedom. All of that is even the basic foundation here of what we're doing. It's freedom. It's freedom of a job. It's freedom of a business that ties you down. Freedom from a bad boss. Freedom from anything. It's the money to get the best healthcare in the world. It's the money to go to hire help in your household for the children or whatever it is. It's the money to move into a safer environment. It's the money to move into the place that you want to be. It's the money to take time off and be close to your loved ones if they need your help. It's all those things. But then this is just the beginning. This is just the foundation, because as you master this, guess what? All these other opportunities come up, and ultimately you create legacy. Like, look at John Montero, one of our coaching students, right? In his first, while he was in coaching, he only did 3 deals. But since then, guess what? He has built, he has subdivided lots, he has aggregated lots, he has built entire developments from scratch. He has owned thousands of units of multifamily. He's created a legacy business for himself and for his family, right? And our coaching students, our coaches are doing the exact same thing, because this is what you're building over time. So we are not just teaching you how to flip dirt. We are showing you a path to absolute financial abundance, to a self-actualized business, to a life that is actually beyond what you can probably conceive right now. Right? Who is willing to step into your power and build this, guys? Who is willing to be guided to build this? Right? We can take you all the way to like here, or here even, and then from here you just take it wherever you want to take it. Right? So just who is ready for this right now? Right? Give me a heck yes, and book is, if you're ready, we got 4 spots available. 4 spots on the rocket ship to your financial dreams. 4 spots on the path to health, wealth, and happiness, right? Because at the end of the day, again, money doesn't buy happiness, but money gives you choices. Money gives you the ability. Like it's like money doesn't buy happiness, but again, money gives you all these choices. Money gives you the ability to comfort, right? Everyone has problems, but I'd much rather have a problem that my Mercedes, like that the warning light on my Mercedes is on, than if my Geo Prism breaks down. Right? I'd much rather have the problem that the yacht doesn't start than that I don't have a means of transportation to get to the doctor. Right? I'd much rather have a problem of where am I going to go this summer on vacation than not being able to feed my family.
Right? Money is neither good nor bad, but money is a tool to do good. Money is a tool to help your family. Money is a tool to provide peace of mind. And this is one of the things. When you even reach the bottom area here, when you master the bottom area here, then if you're in this bottom area here, and if you mastered this, and you're debt free, right, and you have cash flow coming in, and you have a cash buffer, your life will completely, utterly change. Because guess what? You wake up in the morning, and you're gonna wake up and just like, okay, what do I do today? Like, you got freedom. The pressures of financial pressures. You know that most of marital fights have something to do with money. You know that most of any other issues out there, most of the reasons why people have jobs that they don't like has to do with money. Right? Most of the things in life have to do with money. Most of conflicts in life have to do with money. People don't rob a bank because they just feel like it. They want money. You don't need to rob a bank. Like, this is like bad stuff. Focus on the good stuff here. This is the good stuff. This is your solution, guys. Go book yourself a call right now, and then build this all up. This is your path to your personal and financial evolution, guys. Because again, what we're showing here, the person that enters coaching, you might not feel ready for this, and that's okay, right? Land flipping is like printing money, exactly. You might not feel ready for this right now, or you might not be able to see how you can potentially do these things. Don't worry. Because between you entering coaching program and you exiting a coaching program, you're going to be a different person. You're going to go through a growth process of confidence, a growth process of capabilities, a growth process of self-confidence, a growth process of knowledge, a growth process of like, oh my God, I can do this. Like, your people around you are going to look at you and says like, what's happening with you? You're showing up different in life. Who wants to show up different in life than you want right now? If life has been beating you down for the last, I don't know, years or so on, it's time to take charge of your life again. And through this program, not only will you make the money, not only will you make the deals, but you will walk through life a completely different way. And when you walk through life a completely different way, all these things will come naturally because you're going to be attracting them. It takes a different person to do it. I always say like, it takes you to be a different person to do a multi-million-dollar, multifamily deals than it is to do a $5,000 land deal. But guess what? 19 years ago when we started that, we would have been running screaming the other way. But because of land flipping, we learned real estate. We gained confidence. We gained capabilities. None of that stuff was scary anymore because we have taken charge of our own life. And you will do the same thing. For those who are already in coaching right now, you can look forward to a absolute amazing year with us where you go and you put all these things in place, and you're going to have not just financial growth, but actually personal growth. You're going to become the CEO. You're going to become the person that can handle 10 deals at the same time. You're going to become the person that has a virtual assistant or two. You're going to become a leader. You're going to become the leader of your family. You're going to become the leader of your business. And you're going to become the leader of your legacy. So step up, show up. That's what we're bringing to you right now. So with that said, guys, book yourself a call on landcoaching.com. And remember, also reach out to your concierge, because at 4 p.m. Pacific today, Monday, we're going to do we're going to do a closed door Zoom call for those that just have some last minute questions. Perhaps you're considering, you're on the fence. Make sure that you come into you ask those questions. And then again, ask yourself, sit down right after the session is over, sit down and ask yourself the question, what if I don't do this? What will happen? Ask yourself around to the people that are your loved ones, what will happen to them? Like when we saw that, we realized, like I remember being in high school, and in high school, at the very end of high school, we have some in Germany, we have some comprehensive exams before that count a lot toward the final GPA average. And if you fail them, you could actually literally fail that year, and you have to repeat the year. So it's a lot of pressure. And the school gave us 2 weeks off to study. that stuff. And so during the 2 weeks, once a week we would meet with all our friends, with our like half of our class. It was a small school. We only had like about 60 people in our entire grade level. So we would meet in a bar, right, in a pizza place. And I was kept so short financially that by my parents, when I didn't have a job and so on, that I did only have the money to go and buy for one beer. Now, drinking age is 16, so we were like 17, 18. It's all good. So so I ordered my beer. Everyone else was ordering pizza, mussels, pasta, a drink, 2 drinks, a Coke, water, things like that. And I was there nursing my beer. And I remember that the pain that came from that. The pain that came from that. It's 30 plus years ago, and I still remember it. Like the pain that comes from that, and the pain that I basically could not afford to consume anything. Now, to make things worse, is at midnight, those guys, they're done studying or whatever it is, or they didn't care about the results that much. They're like, hey guys, how about we get in the car and we drive down to Milan, Italy? Because I'm from southern Germany, so from my hometown to Milan, Italy, it's only a 4-hour drive. So they're like, hey, Midland, let's go drive to Milan, Italy. Jack, you want to come? Guess what? I wanted to say yes, but what did I say? No, because I didn't even have the money to pitch in on the gas to get down there, let alone shopping. So they come back 2 days later, and they bought they were like the rich kids of the thing. They bought themselves $800 jackets and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh well, great, good for you. But what that left me was with pain. If you have memories like that, tap into that pain. Like I swore myself on that day that I will do whatever it takes to not be poor. I do whatever it takes to be able to be financially well off. Right? I'm not going to allow me or my family to be in a financial curse, to be living financial lack. Right? But then also so then after that also other things, as I mentioned multiple times, then when we saw on my dad that he was declining in health, we jumped in because now we have the additional reasons. We said, like, we need to retire my dad, because if we don't do this, we know it's here, we know it works, we know it can generate multi-6 figures. We know my dad's health is declining, and if we don't put the pedal to the metal, my dad might not be around for many more years. So what did we do? We accepted the responsibility that we had the solution, and we owed it to my dad, we owed it to my mom, we owed it to the world to step in and take care of that financial situation for my dad. Tap into your own power. Tap into that. Look around. Use the people around you, their situations. Not to use the people around you, but use the situation that people around you as fuel to drive you to make that commitment. And then don't say, I can't do it. Say, how can I do this? How can you do this? Talked about yesterday about one of our friends and students that she sold her Humble Figures. She did a garage sale, sold her Humble Figures, sold all kinds of stuff, raised about half the money necessary to do coaching. But the world around her saw her commitment, and because of that, the world around her, all of a sudden, a family member said, you know what? I have never seen you so committed to anything in my life. How much more do you need you? I will lend you the half of the money for you to do this and get it going. And guess what? Her net worth is in the multiple 7 figures now. That was what she needed. It was the pivot in her life, and now her net worth is in the multiple 7 figures, right? So go ahead. So guys, again, you need to decide this for yourself, but make the decision and if you don't do this, be ready to live with a life of regret. Be ready to know forever that there was this opportunity. There's no coincidences in life. You did not come across the masterclass just by coincidence. It was something. You were ready to hear this message. You are ready to hear this thing. You are ready to see the opportunity. Right? There's a story, and that's when I'm going to keep it. There's a story where this guy goes to heaven, and basically this guy sits like there's this big flood, And this guy is in this house, and the water comes up, and the water comes up, and he's like, okay, goes up to the upper floor. The water comes up higher and higher and higher. Finally he goes up to the roof, and he says like, God, please help me. Please save me, dear God. And then, and he's like, when he sits there and the water goes higher and higher, by comes a boat with the firefighters. It's like, hey, come on, we can bring you in. It's like, no, I got you. God is going to save me. It's like, okay, good. So the firefighter's like, okay, good. Next comes a big log that he could jump on and hold on to and go with that, go to safety. He's like, no, God, I'm waiting for you. God, please save me. Next comes another boat or another thing, and the water comes higher and higher, higher. And soon enough, the water comes here. He goes in there, he drowns, and he dies, and he goes to heaven. And then there's God, and he goes in front of heaven, and he says like, God, why didn't you help me? And he's like, dude, what are you talking about? I sent you firefighters. I sent you a log. I sent you another boat. I sent you all these things. You got to do your part when I send you the help. Right? You got to do your part. You got to step into action. When you see the opportunity of your lifetime, you got to step into action, and you got to take what it freaking takes to take that opportunity, guys. And that's what's happening here, right? There's no coincidences. You've seen this for a reason. When the student is ready, the teacher shows up. We are here to take you through the path of mastering land flipping and then taking you up that pyramid so that you can go into absolute financial legacy for your and your family, for multi-generational legacy that your children, your grandchildren, great-grandchildren never have to live any day of lack ever again. So let's go. Let's get it. So with that said, guys, again, 4 spots available. And on top of it, this afternoon at 4 p.m. is our, we have one more. We have this closed door Zoom session. So reach out to your concierge, get in there. But if you're ready, it's only 4 spots available. 4 spots, and then we're closing the doors, and then that's it. Then we won't open enrollment for a long time, right? Possibly into the summer, into the late summer, right? Because our coaches then are all at capacity of where they can take 100% care of their students. So with that said, let's go. Let's do it. See you guys later at 4 p.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. All right. See you there. Bye-bye.